All right, guys, welcome to the YouTube long form Mr. Funk videos. I'm gonna teach you how to do real stuff, useful stuff, basically everyday questions. And we're gonna start with the basics. And that is, how do I even get started with a React application? And I'm gonna show you that on a brand new machine. If you go to Best Buy, you get a machine, it's gonna be just like this VM. It has nothing installed. And one thing that you should definitely get in the habit of is making evidence-based claims. In this field, you will sink very deeply if you just make emotional claims or kind of like gut feeling claims, unless you have like over 10 years of experience, because usually when you start off you haven't got a fucking clue, and your like guesses of what's happening are outrageously funny. You should definitely write them down for future reminiscence, but it's not the way to go. And so now that I've told you what not to do, I'm going to tell you what to do. So get evidence. And how do you get evidence that this machine is brand new? You check. You do node -v. Oh, it doesn't know what that is. npm-v, which would tell you the version of the installed packages or files if it was installed, but it's not installed. So let's go ahead and install that. I'm gonna go ahead and use Edge because this is not my machine. I love to get spied on, so I use Chrome. Oh man, we're gonna go find Node.js. Hey, clipboard. There you are. Okay, so you want to go with the stable Windows installer. Remember, this is a Windows 11 machine, so don't go with current unless you're feeling brave and you want to debug things you definitely don't understand. So for now, let's just go ahead and install Node.js. Here you want to accept the license agreement. The path doesn't really matter for us. I want you to take a note here that the middle feature being added is the npm package manager. There are multiple package managers for JavaScript. I have used Yarn and npm. npm is getting annoying lately for reasons that will make no sense to you now, but eventually once you start using many packages, you'll understand why there's differences between package managers. But since now we don't care, let's just go with it. It's bundled in the installer, so that's good enough for us. Say no to Chocolatey because we're not going to use this, and then just install it. It should be fairly quick, and when that is done, we should be able to go into the second step, which is to verify that these files have been installed. And to do that, we're going to run the exact same commands that we ran at the beginning of the video. So let's go ahead and close this and open it up. Usually when keys are modified, like Windows registry keys, the command prompt is not aware of it unless you close it and open it. So now let's check. npm-v should be right there. Node.js v. Oh yes, it is installed. So now we are basically ready. We have got the infrastructure we need, the tools that we need to create a React app, and these guys have made it really, really easy to get started. So let's just find a working directory. You can do whatever you want. By convention, I like to put everything on my C drive. So we're going to change our current directory like I just did with the cd command. It just basically takes you one directory up. So now we're going to make a folder here with the mkdir command. You can find all these commands online. I'm I'm just going to show you the ones that are relevant for this. And I'm going to call the folder dev. Now we're going to change our current directory to dev instead of going up. And now that we're here, we are ready to get started with the creating the React application. So they have already provided a very nifty way of doing this in one command. I love it when developers do that. It's just so easy. Things should be easy. So what they use is something called MPX. And this is another pro tip. Always keep a list of things that you encounter that you don't know what the fuck they are. Because eventually you're going to have to look it up and figure out how they work, or at least get an outline or base idea. Because some senior developer somewhere is going to ask you, how does that work? And you want to dig deep and get to the bottom of it. And the better you can articulate how it works, the better you'll look. And the better you'll be, honestly, because if you know how things work underneath, you'll be in a better position to solve bugs. So this MPX tool is essentially a way of running packages that are available in the npm package manager registry without having to install them in your machine. So that's the one sentence explanation of MPX. And I'm going to allow them to proceed and modify whatever they want to modify because I trust them. And that should be everything we need to do to get our React application installed. Once all the directories and files have been added, we'll again change our current directory to the directory they're specifying right here, and then just start the app. It's pretty cool how they color things. See, that's the kind of level of detail you want in your freaking packages and code. There's even a way to color the font and change the font size in the console for the developer tools in browsers. And if you get to that level of high attention to detail, it just going to give a shine of professionalism to all of the things that you do. Of course, make sure that it works first. All right, I'm going to fast forward until this is done because I am running out of things to say. All right, I fast forwarded. I had to cancel and restart the npx command. You can hit Ctrl+C to exit out of any batch statements that are running. I don't know why it got hung up, but now if we look at the files, they are there. They should be there. So now the easiest part of our setup is to cd into the application we've just created, then go npm start. Bam! React application. You'll probably have to accept some admin process running. There you go. I trust Node.js. I hope that ages well, but for now, it works. It's running, and that's as easy as it is to get started with React. On the next video, I'm going to show you the project structure in more detail. We'll talk about IDEs, which is something we use to modify the code, and then we'll tackle the first dev problem, maybe.